Wake up. It's a brand new day. Wake up to a whole new way. Wake up. It's time to shine. Wake up. Transform your mind. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go, let's go.
Come on.
Get up and move.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go.
Come on, come on.
With a new attitude.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go.
Come on, come on.
Just believe.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go.
Come on, come on.
And you'll succeed.
Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Make today the first day of the best of your life. It's time to go.
Let's go, let's go.
Come on, come on.
Get up and move.
It's time to go.
I am so grateful to be here today. I'm excited to be here today. Just last week, I was out for the count. Couldn't get out of bed for several days. My children, whom I love so much, decided to share something with me. And I got a note of encouragement from my daughter, Angelina, and it said, "Mommy, I really hope that you get better soon, because you wouldn't want to miss the Mother's Day brunch again this year." And I was reminded that last year I was laid out that year, and I wasn't here. So I'm very excited about the brunch. I wore a dress that's got some room, so I can really chow down today. All right, so I wanted to start by just acknowledging and thanking all of the mothers and the mother figures and the matriarchs in Sacramento and in Unity of Sacramento that have taken me under your wings, whether it be through words of encouragement, whether it's been through letters that you've sent to me or hugs on a Sunday, taking me into your home and taking care of me or feeding me. Many of you have figured out that good food, and homemade chocolate chip cookies are the way to my heart. And I just want you all to know that I feel fully supported. I feel very safe to be me in this community and in our city and in the world. So I just want you to know that if I don't thank you enough, please know I have a deep gratitude for all of you who have taken me under your wings. Thank you. Also, as I have extended my work of empowering women to love themselves to include creating a platform for women and men to share their voice in the world, I noticed that I'm being noticed more. I'm on the front line speaking up for social justice, and a lot of you are saying, "Hey, you said exactly what I would have said." Or things like, "Thank you for speaking up for me. I'm no longer out there, but I can believe in you, and I trust in you that you're going to bring that message forward." In fact, Miss Donnie, say hi, Miss Donnie, recently told me that she felt that she was passing on the baton. And I just want you all to know that I don't take it lightly. It is a humbling thought and experience to think that the matriarchs of our community trust me. And so thank you for trusting me. I will continue to make you proud. So as I was preparing for today, I realized that not many of you know a lot about my actual mother, who lives on the East Coast. Her name is Carmen. And so today's talk title is Lessons from My Mother, the Healing Impact of Her Legacy. In the deep inner work that I have done with women over many, many years, I have learned that the mother-daughter relationship is complex. To say the least. And it's no wonder, right? Because they've brought us into this world. There's a bond that we cannot escape. There's a deep craving for love and harmony and acceptance from and with our mother. And no matter what the nature of the relationship, whether that relationship be harmonious on all accords, and as Rev Kev would say, those folks can levitate, to disagreements here and there on life choices, morals, values, all the way to the other side of the spectrum of no relationship at all. We want to be in harmony with our mother. But the one gift that we get, no matter where we are on that spectrum, is that we will learn from our mothers. And Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6 says, "Teach your children to choose the right path, and when they are older, they will remain upon it." And And I think that this is the intention of every mother. I believe deeply that it is the intention of every mother, but perhaps there are some mothers that just don't know how to do this. But my mom did. I learned some very key lessons that shine through me today. And so I want to share some of those. Is that all right with you? Yes. All right. The first lesson that I can remember that she's given me since way back, like when I was little, would tell me, you've got to be independent. You've got to be financially independent and be independent even in your relationships. And she meant it in its truest form. What does it mean to be independent? It means to be free from outside control, not depending on another's authority, not depending on another for livelihood or subsistence. So as I entered into adulthood, I sought to do just what she was telling me. I figured, okay, how do I get financially sound? Maybe I just go into a career that's lucrative. And so I looked at where I excelled. I excelled in math ever since I was a little baby in school, preschool, and on up through college. And so I said, well, I heard about this engineering thing. Engineering, I hear, is lucrative. I hear that women are underrepresented in this field. I love a good challenge. Let me go for it. And I did it. I ended up getting a Bachelor of Engineering. I ended up getting a Master of Engineering. I ended up working for multiple Fortune 500 companies, and I did really well. I went from engineer to engineering advisor, production supervisor, business advisor, did great. And it afforded me a lifestyle that was awesome. I got to travel anywhere I wanted to go. I remember island hopping and figuring out all the islands of the Bahamas and Jamaica and all these places, Costa Rica. And when it was time to socialize, I could socialize as I pleased. I had my own home at a very young age. It was great. It was great. I had knocked that out of the park, how to be financially independent. But in relationship, I struggled. And I struggled because for various reasons, there was something in me that felt that I needed a partner in my life to be validated. And there were a lot of reasons. I had internalized some less than messages that we get from society, that we get from people's random opinions of us who we care about, and we make them true. We make them true, they take residence in our mind, and then they start affecting our belief system. I had also gone through some traumatic events in my teen years that I didn't properly heal from, and so I experienced brokenness. And so what happened was, I believed that by finding a partner in my life, all of those feelings of inadequacy would go away. And what had happened was, I found myself in the gamut of unhealthy relationships. Anywhere from inauthentic and non-thriving relationships that bored me, but I stayed in it because it was comfortable, all the way to the opposite end of the spectrum as well, where I had emotional abuse and I had experienced physical abuse. Excuse me, leftover from last week. It wasn't until I had a transformational moment in my life, also known as a rock bottom moment, that I had an epiphany. I realized that this whole needing a partner thing is not working. It finally hit me what to be independent really meant. What being independent really meant is operating with the knowing that I am perfect, whole, and complete, just as I am. Yeah, I'll take it. I didn't know it at the time. Distinct from the fact that I was whole, I am complete. I just didn't know it. I wasn't aware of it. And so it was time for me to heal. It was time for me to, as Charles Fillmore would say, to restore myself back to wholeness. And restore my awareness to I am worthy and that I don't need anything outside of me, anything external to make that so. You see, we have that God within us, that perfection, that divinity that is unchanging no matter what life throws our way. Yes? Yes. And it was time for me to heal and get that reprogrammed. And so there were some steps that I took. The first step that I took was to uproot the erroneous beliefs. I got to uproot the erroneous beliefs and restore my belief system to I am worthy, I am perfect, I am whole, I am complete. And let me tell you, it took a whole lot. It took cross-examining every area of my life, cross-examining the behaviors, the actions, the choices that I have made in the past and that I was making. It took some therapy. I needed somebody to talk to that could share with me some insight. It took trusting my friends and reaching out for support. It took forgiveness, key step in healing. I got to forgive those who had caused me pain, but I also got to forgive myself for the choices that I made and the role that I played in those things that didn't serve me in my past. And ultimately, I got to release the influence of the things of my past, the influence that it was having on my current belief system. The next step that I took was I chose to love who I am. Yes? Chose to love who I am as I am. A lot of people who have read my most latest book, my most recent book, have said that the one thing that they really appreciate about it is that I've shared the other side, the things that I am working on. Yeah, it made me vulnerable, but I just wanted people to know that we are human beings. And there will always be things we're working on. I'm sorry, we won't get out of that. Yeah? So we get to choose to love who we are now as we are and understand that we are working on some things. And in order to achieve those goals that we set, the foundation is loving ourselves. What does that look like? That looks like being kind to yourself. That looks like letting yourself off the hook when you've made a mistake or done something you think is wrong. It looks like being generous with yourself. It looks like being appreciative. It looks like being passionate. Yes? All the ways that love looks. Choosing to love yourself. And then the last step that I took was aligning. Hear this, because this is one that we often skip out of comfort or because it's too scary. The last step of healing was to align ourselves with, aligning ourselves in all areas of our life with our God-given worth. Let me say that again. Aligning ourselves in all areas of our life with our God-given worth. This can be scary. It can be scary to show people who you are in all your God-given glory. What if they don't like me? What if they don't want me? What if people are not okay with it? I just want to let you know that that is the only way that people will truly understand who you are. It's the only way we will allow people to fall in love with ourselves, the way that we would love ourselves. Let me give you a couple examples. If you are in a relationship that is riddled with domestic violence, it is not measuring up to your God-given worth. Yes, if you have unreciprocated friendships in your life, it is not living up to your God-given worth. If your health or your body is slowing you down from achieving your dreams, you are not living up to your God-given worth. And if you have a job that you are not passionate about and you are not purpose-driven in, you are not living up to your God-given worth. It's scary, but it's worth it. I did the work, and I got to that place where I understand my beauty, my perfection, my wholeness in all its glory. And let me just tell you, a very fun byproduct of that, of recognizing that you are whole, is that you attract those that understand their wholeness and their perfection. And I'm so blessed to have my amazing partner, my life partner. Give it up for Rev Kev. But please understand that two people are meant to come together whole. That is how you truly supplement each other's lives. That's what creates a thriving, authentic relationship. The next message my mother taught me was that there is no limit to what we can accomplish. No limit. Titus chapter 2, verse 7 says, "Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works, and in your teaching show integrity and dignity." This is my mom. I learned a lot from what she modeled for me of what a woman can accomplish. So much so that I wrote a little bit about her in my book. I wrote, "I witnessed my mother wield superpowers when I was growing up. She worked a full-time 9-to-5 job, rode the subway to and from work with long walks to the stations, and managed to have a home-cooked meal on the table every night. On top of that, she was very active in her community, in the political process, in the greater fight for social justice. As if that isn't enough, she went back to school later in life to finish her college degree while raising 2 young daughters so she could further her career and demonstrate what it takes to go for your dreams. And in my mom's true fashion and style, she texted me and said, BTW, by the way, I am reading your book. I had a Bachelor of Science degree before you were both born. And I took a full-time 1-year course in ultrasound when I was almost 40. In between, I worked full-time for various movements. I stand corrected. Thank you, Mommy. But it wasn't all by example that I learned from my mother. There was just flat out good parenting. And sometimes she just wanted to give me the opportunities to really recognize what I am capable of. I'm thankful for that. I particularly remember a time when I was age 14, and I was in my little bit of a rebellious stage. I know, you can't believe it, I know. It happened. And she decided that she was gonna send me on a 2.5-week wilderness trip. This Brooklyn girl was sent to Algonquin State Park in Canada with one little thing of materials that I was allowed to bring on the trip. And what it was every day we did 8 hours of canoeing. Oh my God, the first couple of days it felt like someone was sawing my arms off. 8 hours of canoeing, and in between, if we had to go from lake to lake, there was portages, there were trails that we got to take the canoes. Now, I'm tiny at this age. Take the canoes over. Some of those portages were 5 miles, and then we got the canoe over there, and we have to go back and get the backpack. OMG, this was a lot of work. And here's the funnier thing. It was like this wellness program. Here I am, this child from the city, and they're like, so we don't use colorful language here. And I was like, okay. But there was multiple times that the weight of the backpack was more than me, and I would fly backwards down a hill, and it hurt. And back then, I used colorful language, and they were like, no. I was like, no, you try that. But here's what happened as a result of that experience, and I'm so very, very grateful to my mother to this day, is that I learned what I am physically capable of, I learned what I am emotionally capable of, and I got so connected with nature. I can still see the silver reflection of the skies in the still lakes. I can still see, I literally had a little baby bear behind me at one point who got up, and he was bigger than me, and I was scared, but it was just like we had a moment. I looked back and I was like, oh my God, this is like nature at its most amazing best. We got that little guy away, effectively. I'm here today. But it was so amazing. She gave me that opportunity to learn what I'm capable of on my own at the age of 14. Thank you, Mommy. The final lesson that I learned from my mother that I will share today is don't sit on the sidelines when it is time to stand up. Don't sit on the sidelines when it's time to stand up. When she found out I was speaking today, I got another text. She said that she was reminding me to mention that in her 20s, her late 20s, I think, my mother had organized a group called Women for Racial and Economic Equality. I did not know this. And she asked me to say how coincidental it is that I started a grassroots organization called Women for Equality. It's a true testament to her influence on me. Yeah. But I really learned this lesson at a young age. I lived in an apartment on Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn, New York. And in the back of that apartment were these windows, and when you looked out, you could see the Manhattan skyline. It was actually beautiful. And I remember being mesmerized all the time. But right down underneath, if you look down on those windows, there's a dark alley, and it was not safe. And one day, a man was attacking a woman. And we could hear the yelling, and I was scared. And my mom opened the window immediately and said, hey, stop it right now. I'm calling the police. Stop it. And I was so scared. I thought that this man was going to be able to figure out where we were by the window, and he was going to eventually get my mother. I was so scared. But what he did was he let that woman go, and that woman ran to safety. And I realized that my mom did not even hesitate for 1 minute to stand up for what she knew was morally right and correct. To this day, I have a lot of trouble standing on the sidelines when I see something that is unjust. And this is why I'm so active in the community. This is why I'm avidly seeking social justice in our community and in the world. But to sum it up, I believe that when we heal what's within, we make ourselves available to heal the world. And I believe that it is time. I believe the world is calling for healing. I believe that it's time to heal self-loathe, time to heal the hate, time to heal the racial divide, time to heal our government. Let me say it again, time to heal our government, time to heal domestic violence, time to heal poverty, time to heal Mother Earth. Sometimes I can hear Mother Earth calling for us and saying to us, take heed to what we are doing to this earth. Listen, it is time. If you aren't fully aware of your perfection, if you do not feel restored to wholeness, make a conscious choice to heal. Make a conscious choice to heal and get on that team of healing agents. I'm proud to be on that team. I'm proud that Unity of Sacramento is on that team. Give yourselves a round of applause. Psalm 78:4 says, "We will not hide these truths from our children. We will tell the next generation about the glorious deeds of the Lord, about her power and her mighty wonders." We are the example. Let us stay on the front lines and show the world what healing looks like. Thank you.
That's your First Lady in action, Anita Ross. And I want you to know that her mother, Carmen, did co-author that talk this morning. All right, I think we have some music. Is that right? Right now, bring the children in. All right, let's welcome the children to it. Come on. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. 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 All right. So what's happening here now? Are we telling the children what's happening here now? All righty, come on up and tell us what's happening now, because I don't know.
All right, how's everyone today? Good. So first, we are going to read our letters to our mothers to the congregation. And then it will be followed by a musical number by three of our little ones. So I'm going to have the Ross children start first. Angelina.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I love my mom, Anita, because she is funny and kind. She encourages me to be myself and eat vegetables. Because of her, I know that I'm intelligent. Thank you for encouraging me. Happy Mother's Day. I love my mom, Anita, because she is funny and smart. She encourages me to sing and get my grades up. Because of her, I know I am a great person. Thank you for everything. Happy Mother's Day.
I love my mom, Anita, because she is loving and helpful. She encourages me to help and inspire. Because of her, I know I am God. Thank you for being hopeful. Happy Mother's Day.
I love my mom, Brianna, because she is funny and silly. She encourages me to
school and dream. Because of her, I know I am thankful. Thank you for loving me. Happy Mother's Day. My mom. I love my mom because she hooks me stuff.
She encourages me
She encourages me to do everything. We are the light of God.
I love my mom, Tracy, because she is caring and loving. She encourages me to be myself and to have fun. Because of her, I know I am me. Thank you for everything. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Now I'm going to do mine. I love my mom, Lori, because she is strong and nurturing. She encourages me to be healthy and work hard. Because of her, I know I am standing tall. Thank you for setting the best example. Happy Mother's Day. And now, I would like to invite our lovely children up to sing the song I Believe from A Wrinkle in Time. Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Another way.
Ooh. Some people stand, some people move. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. As long as you got hope, you'll find your way. There's power that's what you think is power.
Let's go, let's go.
Come on.
Thank you so much for watching. We see you blessed, empowered, and thriving in every way. Please visit us online today at unityofsacramento.com or come and visit us in person for one of our exciting weekly celebration services at Unity of Sacramento, 9249 Folsom Boulevard in Sacramento, California. Our weekly service times are 9 and 11 a.m. We look forward to welcoming you home and seeing you again right here next week.
Hey, everybody, let's go. Come on. Hey.